Not long before, I got to know that if you like a video, it not only means that you've liked a video, but also that it goes into your YouTube library for easy reference. So just in case you've not got your visa grant, you may want to like it and keep it saved in your library so that whenever you want to refer, you can just quickly get there and access the video. And in case you've got your visa grant, then please listen through. I will put down a lot of information which will help you in your preparation before your travel, and the things that you could be doing, while you offshore. So the first thing is, congratulations, you've got through, you've got the visa grant, you've finally got the ticket to the life that you want to live going forward. So many congratulations, well done. I hope you have thanked your immigration consultant if you took help of one, because trust you me, there are a lot of people who've done their visas but have eventually not been able to be successful. So if you have been successful, your immigration consultant should be given credit for. So make sure you express your gratitude. The first thing that you'd like to do if you've got your visa grant, especially, and this point is especially to be used or to be referred to during these times, the COVID times, where there are border restrictions. So the first thing is, you would like to register with DFAT. I'm going to link down the DFAT registration link. What it does is, this is basically a common pool of all people who have got their visa grants but are not able to travel. Through this link, you will be able to keep yourself updated with all the border restrictions and all the border rules that are applicable. And also the Australian High Commission from time to time will keep updating you of all the flights that are flying. There are many more things that you could get help on through this link. So please make sure that you've registered on that link. The second thing is, again, if it is during the COVID restrictions that you are planning to travel, or that you've got your visa grant, please register on some, or join some Facebook groups like Australians stuck in India, or I'm sure whichever country you are in, there will be some Facebook groups of people who've got their visa grants. Join those groups. The next step is, if you've got a visa grant and that is a state nominated visa that you have, there are a few states like Queensland in particular that I can give you an example of, which at the time of inviting you for the visa, refer to the invitation letter that you must have received. You can ask your consultant if you don't have that with you. There are a few states who like you to update them when you get your visa grant. Refer to the state invitation letter and go ahead and inform the immigration of your visa grant. Next is, if it is again a state nominated visa that you've got, you would like to register with the state government's website. For example, if you got an invite through Adelaide, you may want to go to the South Australian government website and register yourself there. I'm going to give the link especially for South Australian state government. You go and register there. When you register, it kind of again informs the state government that you've got your visa grant. And also you will find a lot of events or conferences or sessions that the state governments plan for new immigrants. So you will get a list of all those events, and you will then be able to register through that website and be able to attend eventually. And also if you realize that state government nomination means that you would be demonstrating your commitment of living and working in that state. So how is it that the state tracks whether you're fulfilling that requirement or not? Is through this registration of yours in the website, because they would from time to time send you surveys, and you would be filling those surveys. That kind of gives them an information of where you are at that time. Now, after the visa grant, the first question that will come to your mind would be, where would you live once you've traveled? So obviously you would have to book a temporary arrangement for the initial couple of weeks, maybe, if not more. I'm going to link down how you can go about booking all these accommodation places for the initial few days. Then obviously job would be another thing which will be on your mind. So what you could do while you're still offshore is register on some of their job portals. I'm going to put it in the description, some of them. With this registration, what will happen is, if you've not done that already, you can start looking at the kind of jobs that you would like to apply for in the beginning. And also you would understand what kind of requirements that they have, and if there is any requirement that you can meet while you're offshore. For example, if there is any license that can be acquired while you're offshore by giving a test, you may start working on those areas. Next is you can actually even open a bank account without having even traveled. The one bank that I know of is NAB. You can register or start the process of opening a bank account. The entire process can be done while you're still offshore. What this does is that even while you're offshore, you have already got a bank account created. So whenever you travel, even the next day if you want, you just walk up to the bank and get your debit card from them, and you can start banking right after your landing. You can always switch banks at a later date, but you can open this account beforehand if you like. What it also does is you can while you're offshore, you can even do internet banking, in the sense you can start transferring funds to that account, which can be accessed once you've traveled. If in case you're the kinds who would like to have a car as soon as you've reached, I'll put down the link of a website that you can go, and you can find out what kind of cars are available. That will help you plan the budget, and you would kind of exactly know what kind of cars and what kind of spend you would have to go through once you're there. And obviously if you want to drive there, then and you would like to get the Australian driver's license, so you can start studying for Australian driver's license while you're overseas. That'll just save you, I've talked about this in my previous videos also, that will save you a lot of time in getting the license, if you have prepared or if you've understood the process beforehand, versus you getting there and then understanding or preparing for it. Next, do not forget to make a list of the places that you would like to visit once you go. Obviously when you go, the aim is to settle down, but don't forget to have some fun. And I would be doing a video at a later date on the places that I think are the top places for every state, so you may want to stay subscribed to my channel if you'd like to watch that video at a later date. Another thing which I'm sure you would do, but I'll still put it out, make a list of people that you'd like to say bye or have a farewell party with. Also make a list of people that you think they are in Australia, and I've said this before also, try connecting with them through LinkedIn or any other mode that you'd like. If you're traveling with kids, or if you'll have school going kids eventually joining you, you obviously would like to know the kind of schools and what schools are good, and about the suburbs to live in, and things like that. I am going to do a video at a later date on what are the few suburbs you may want to avoid, and what are the few most popular suburbs that you could look for, and the schools again. So I would do a video at a later date, so stay tuned for that. The role of employment consultants is pretty big in Australia, so you would like to know who are the topmost employment consultants. I have a small list. It may not be updated, so please double check on the information. I will put down the list of most popular employment consultants whom you would like to contact or send your CV once you are in Australia. That's about it, guys. Those are the things that I could think of which you could do while you are overseas. And otherwise, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much. Have a good day.